Hi. Bit of a sad day today, so I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to play a different song that I was going to play and play it as a tribute to my oldest friend, who I was informed this week passed away suddenly and in his sleep. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our teenage years together, how we moved on and then rekindled our friendship. Now, I have mentioned my friend before without his name, but I'm going to name him today as Keith. Keith was my best friend at school and then growing up through our teenage years. Back in the early 70s, he was more of a mod, a ska type boy, and I was the hippie of the pair. But we got on great. And I can honestly say he was the best mate I've ever had. Now, back in the early 70s, we left school. He became an electrician, if memory serves me right, and I became a painter and decorator. And we thought we was all grown up. I mean, probably not as grown up as we thought, but we learnt the joys of the opposite sex at the same time. We started drinking at the same time. Now, Keith never went the same way as I did regarding smoking illicit substances or popping pills are concerned, or at least if he did, he never let on. And we learnt to fish together. We used to go up to the local lake together and fish, sometimes overnight. And we was a pair of from the local village gang. We got our first transport together. He got a scooter, I believe, and I got a little motorbike. And then I went on to pass my driving test in a car, and we had some great crazy times together. I remember one time we went to the local rugby club as they had a festival on, and whilst we was there, I just packed up with a girl, and I don't think Keith was seeing anybody at the time, and we went there, and whilst in the beer tent, one of the rivals from a different village, who we regularly used to fight on an away and a home basis, came up to me and he says, "I'm now going out with your ex-girlfriend and I want to sort you out." So, being the brave me, I said, "Come on then, we'll go outside and we'll sort it." Unfortunately, he got about 5 of his mates waiting outside, and I got a good thumping. No problem. Used to happen regular, and then we get up, and the next week we go and give them a thumping. No knives, nothing like that, and no animosity felt afterwards. You know, you got up and you went on with it. It was just part of life, not like it is today. I stumbled around looking for my mate, Keith, and there was this big guy. He was off his head. He was absolutely off his head. He was tripping. And when I say big, everybody was trying to take him down. And nobody could. Even multiples couldn't. He was completely I remember seeing my mate Keith flying through the air with his feet towards this guy. And I thought, oh dear. And the next thing I know, Keith was flying back again in the opposite direction, head first, hitting the ground. And we ended up the night walking home to our village, propping each other up. And it was so funny, so funny. But those are the sort of things that spring to mind when I think of Keith. We were never short of the girls. Me and Keith used to be the popular ones of the village, and with the girls, that is. And things moved on. Now, Keith found a girl, and I went my way, and we lost contact for many, many years until that great thing, Facebook, turned up, and eventually we got together again on Facebook. Now, my biggest regret is the fact that we'd promised to get together and have a drink together to reminisce, and unfortunately it never happened. And then this week we got the message from his wife that he'd passed, and I think he passed in his sleep very suddenly. He was only a few months younger than me. So I'd like to say to his wife and his children and his whole family, that we send our condolences to you. And if there's anything we can do, just let us know. Okay, so this song was a favourite of Keith's. I remember it in the discos, because we used to go to all the discos, the school discos and whatever together. And he used to love dancing to this song. And it'd be around 1970, 71. The song came out much earlier than this, but it was still being played in the discos. It was a staple for the discos. And he used to love getting up on the floor and dance to this. And he was a damn good dancer, Keith was. And it's Prince Buster, and the song is Al Capone. Now, Prince Buster was born Cecil Bustamente Campbell in Jamaica, and he was a singer-songwriter and producer. Now, he recorded some iconic songs in the 1960s, and they influenced and shaped the course of Jamaican contemporary music. And it created a legacy of work that would be drawn upon later by reggae and ska artists. And his middle name, Bustamante, or Mente, I don't know how you pronounce that, but it was given to him by his family in honour of the Labour activist and first post-independence Prime Minister of Jamaica, William Alexander Clarke Bustamante. Now, while at school, he performed 3 or 4 times a week at the Glass Bucket Club as part of Frankie Lymon's sing and dance troupe. Now, and rock and roll themed shows were popular during the 1950s, with the Glass Bucket Club establishing a reputation as a premier music venue and social club for Jamaican teenagers at the time. And Jamaican sound systems at that time were playing American rhythm and blues, and Campbell credits Tom the Great Sebastian with his first introduction to the songs and artists that would later influence his own music. So that's a small overview of Prince Buster. This is the song that I shall always remember my dearest friend Keith by. And if you're up there, Keith, if you're listening, this one's for you. Let me know what you think of it, everybody.
Al Capone
Yeah, Keith, that one was just for you, mate. Yeah. The reason I've not got my hat on today is because it's a tribute to Keith. Yeah. If you liked that or you like my videos, please subscribe. Uh, try and comment in the comment section. Let me know what you'd like me to play, what you think of my channel. And I'm not going to waffle on today because, like I say, it's a tribute to Keith. All about Keith. Not about me, not about my family today. It's about Keith. And my thoughts are with his family at this time. Okay. So don't forget, I love you all. And I'll see you very, very soon. You take care now. Bye bye.